Hello, my name is Janine Melnitz and today I am going to Shinjuku. Now you may think that Fillet of Soul 1 is copying a similar video made by DJ Swell69, but trust me, when I say it's completely different. Moreover, Shinjuku just happens to be where Fillet of Soul 1's apartment is located, but that's as far as he's willing to go at revealing where he lives. Hiha. Well, I think we've turned the fourth wall into a ghost long enough. Let's get this video underway. Now, to get to Shinjuku I will first have to board a train running on the Yamanote line. I will step onto the tracks and take my shoes off, and when the oncoming coming train speeds towards me I use my podophilic super strength to stop the train dead in its tracks. Seeing the train will remind me of a giant pee-pee penis and I start soul scrubbing the front of the train like the train driver will step out of the train and ask, "Young lady, are you alright?" And I say, "Yeah, I'm fine, baby," and without saying another word I unbutton his shirt, pull his pants down, and the swellness commences like don't try to resist me. You were driving a train, but now my feet are driving your hormones. Now, for the happy ending, it's the soil train bag. That was swell. I then hop onto the train and take it to Shinjuku Station. On my way to Shinjuku Station I will be having a sexual fantasy of Keiko Yukimura, Shizuru Kuwabara, Yukina, and Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho smothering me with their sexy pancakes, while I jack off the pee-pee penises of Yusuke Urameshi, Kazuma Kuwabara, Yoko Kirama, and Hiei with my smooth-looking bare feet, and I start masturbating like now this is what I call a love train. Pardon me, boys, is this the podophilia choo-choo? Track 69, can you give my feet a shine? Come on, baby, do the Melnitz. Come on, baby, do the Melnitz. Now to blow some steam from my stack bag, that was swell. Finally, I will be at Shinjuku Station, and there will be a long fucking line of the Shinjuku residents, including your typical Japanese businessmen, junior high school students in their kinky school uniforms, a few niggers. Wait, why are niggers in Japan? Oh well, anyways, Japanese hipsters on roller skates writing graffiti on the walls of the station, just like in the game Jet Set Radio. Yes, Fillet of Soul 1 saw DJ Swell69's video of Drew Pickles going to said game. Otakus, who are most likely having sexual fantasies of their favorite anime, or American cartoon characters, and housewives with large grocery bags to get home so they can make dinner for their families. And after waiting, for what seems like an eternity, like waiting for that bitch Kikio to die in an episode/chapter of Inuyasha but really amounts to -0 fractions of a microsecond, I take off my shoes and give all these people a gratifying pancake smorgasbord like and yes, Fillet of Soul 1 hates the Inuyasha character Kikio. She's a bitch who just keeps getting in the way and Inuyasha always gets obsessed when she's around. And just when you think she is finally dead, surprise, she is fucking still alive. It's just as annoying as the main characters of Takahashi's stories taking an eternity to get together. This is why Fillet of Soul 1 ignores Inuyasha and the other Takahashi stories. He's a fan of the Rumic characters, but not the actual stories. They're just too redundant. Well, I think I've ranted and broken the fourth wall long enough. Now let me rub your love buttons. Time to fill the station with a tsunami of passion. Bag, that was swell. I will then leave Shinjuku Station and head to downtown Shinjuku. When I get there I will see a whole bunch of niggers, and I mean a lot of niggers, so many niggers that, if I were to throw a KFC drumstick onto the ground it would cause a riot. Oh sweet Lilith, that was offensive. And so without looking a gift horse in the mouth I take my shoes off and the smell of my feet will attract the attention of all these niggers. And when I get their full attention I begin to spank these monkeys like and yes, there are in fact a lot of black people in Shinjuku. Fillet of soul one ought to know. As I mentioned earlier he lives in Shinjuku. It's like I'm walking the streets of Harlem back in my hometown of New York. Oh sweet Lilith, that was also offensive. Now, for the happy ending, have a taste of my giant grape soda you darkies. Fillet of soul one is on a roll with the racial jokes in this video. Bag, that was swell. Next I will go to a sushi bar. When I get there I will ask the sushi chef to give me some sushi soaked in foot sweat with a jam dipping sauce, and I want a cup of petal blood sake to drink with it. He will get angry and say, oh, ha ha ha, another practical joker, get out of here, I don't like being pranked. I will grab the fucker by his apron and say, look, I said I wanted a foot sweat soaked sushi with jam dipping sauce and a petal blood sake to drink, and if I don't get what I want we are gonna have a fucking problem. He will then call me a sick fuck and try to cut me with his sushi knife. And I just grab said knife with my feet and fling it out of his hands, and I say, do you know who you're fucking messing with? I'm a motherfucking New Yorker bitch. Now I'm gonna show you the true definition of a sick fuck, Bronx style, and one of the niggers I pedalized earlier will pin the sushi chef down and the sick fuck session commences like how fucking dare you refuse me the customer service. Don't you know my pimp mom in a Biki Tendo could buy and sell your ass. Now you are going to make my desired foot-tastic sushi weather. You like it or not. You might as well make an order for 12 dozen foot-tastic sushis. As long as I'm here in Japan I might as well pay a visit to Godzilla the Potosaur, who is also a member of the Ketchum clan. You can add a large order of foot sweat miso ramen to that order. Now, for the happy ending, time for some soul ecstasy. Bag, that was swell. Finally, I will head back to Shinjuku Station, so that I can board another train on the Yamanote line, as I need to get to Furington Town and provide my prostitute services at the Tendo brothel. And when I get back to the station I will see all the people I pedalized earlier and they will beg me for another foot session. And I take my shoes off and we all engage in a mega stomp orgy and it all sounds like and before we can continue our swell orgy the manager will step out of his office and ask what the fuck is going on here? And I tell him that I am Janine Melnitz, the swellest podophiliac from the Bronx, and I was just turning Shinjuku into Swelljuku. He will say a New Yorker, I should have known. He will then call me a sick fuck and to get out of here or he'll call security. And I just jump on top of this foolish fucker, yank his shoes off and say I'll show you the true definition of a sick fuck, and all the Shinjuku Station podophiliacs will pin this asshole down. And I fuck and fuck and fuck him. The special thanks goes out to Mr. Big Blackfoot Fetishist for that swell catchphrase. Sniff the bottoms of my feet like flick my foot sweat. Now back to the rate. Now, for the happy ending, Jet Set Radio. Ha ha ha, couldn't resist. Bag, that was swell. Oh yes, this all sounds foot rubbing, heel licking, soul scrubbing, pancake chomping, tub jam munching, foot sweat gargling, toe sucking, pinky poking, nipple hardening, New York style mega stomp swell. I think I'll go to Shinjuku right now. Later all you fabulous toe troops. Link.